What's up, guys? It's your boy, Barca Boy 103. Just finished watching the match. Barcelona drew 1-1 with Deportivo Alaves in La Liga at the Camp Nou. The league title race now for Barcelona for me is officially done. Of course, some people will say we're not really in it. 6 points behind, we were kind of in it a little bit, but now it's over. Barcelona have now won 3 of their last 11 games only. More drop points, average performance again, and it's not looking too good for Barcelona for the rest of this season. The starting lineup for this match is on the screen right now. Of course, it was Sergi Barjuan's first lineup as the Barcelona interim manager. It was Ter Stegen in goal, a back four Mingueza, Pique, Eric Garcia, Jordi Alba, midfield 3 of Busquets, Nico, and Xavi, and a front 3 of Des, Aguero, and Memphis Depay. Overall, the team performance on the night, I'm going to have to give it an average 6 out of 10. I think overall, we dominated, absolutely dominated the game, but did nothing with it. We just had possession after possession. Nico passed it back, Xavi passed it back, Des not putting a good cross. Even Memphis not putting, his cross don't even beat the first man. It was very, very average. It was a typical team comes to Barcelona, park the bus, and we just try to break them down. Very, very typical. Not gonna put too much blame on the team and the manager, of course, because right now we are in transition. We're waiting for our new official manager to come in, but the performance was absolutely dead. I mean, there was at no point that I thought we were gonna score a goal. Memphis's goal came in. It was a golazo, an absolute wonder strike, and that was it. I think Garcia had a chance with a header in the first half, but that's it. We had no other chances in this game in any way, shape, or form. This team lacks creativity in the midfield. Thus, up front, we don't create chances, and thus, we don't score goals. Very, very average from the team today overall, and of course, more drop points. I'm going to have to give it an average 6 out of 10. Let's now get into the player ratings. We're going to start with the goalkeeper, Marc-Andre Ter Stegen in goal. I'm going to give him an average 6 out of 10. It was probably one of the most quietest games they ever had for Barcelona. Of course, he conceded a goal, but it was not his fault in any way, shape, or form. Other than that, out of that one chance they actually scored, very, very quiet night for Ter Stegen, so I'm going to have to give him an average 6 out of 10. Let's now get into the 2 center backs. So I have Gerard Pique as a right center back. I'm going to have to give him a 4 out of 10. I think, honestly, his performance was pretty average, a 6 out of 10. I'm docking him 2 points for that freaking defending on the goal that we conceded. Oh my god. He just stood there and just tried to kick it, and he did nothing. And that cost us the goal, cost us 3 points. I'm going to drop him ratings for that. Of course, went off with the match injured. Hopefully, he's not too serious. The reports right now saying that he's fine, but we'll have to wait and see. But overall in this game, like I said, he was average. His passing off from the back was very good. Aerial, threats, we didn't really get a good cross coming in. But again, he was the mistake that led to that goal that we conceded. So overall, I'm going to give Pique a 4 out of 10. His center back partner on the left-hand side was Eric Garcia. I'm going to give Eric Garcia a 7 out of 10. And my man in the match, I thought he was absolutely fantastic in this game. That's now the El Clasico, Rayo Vallecano, and the Deportivo Alaves game. That's 3 games in a row now for Eric Garcia, where he was absolutely solid and fantastic. Of course, had that chance in the first half, but it was saved by the keeper. I think, with him at the back, I felt very, very safe. Of course, he saved a couple of counterattacks in the second half as well. Passing out from the back was absolutely superb. Overall, very, very solid. My man in the match gets a 7 out of 10 from me. In at right back, it was Oscar Mingueza. I'm going to give Mingueza a 6 out of 10. Again, very, very average from him. Passed a lot backwards in this game. I have to say, never took a risk, going forward with his passes. Very, very conservative right back. Of course, he's more so a center back. In this game, didn't really show much. Didn't really go forward. Didn't really go back. Very, very average from him. I don't think he did anything bad, didn't do anything good, so overall, I'll give him an average 6 out of 10. At left back, it was Jordi Alba. I'm going to give Jordi Alba a 7 out of 10 as well, but not my man of the match. He was very close. Again, typical Jordi Alba performance going forward, a lot, putting in some fantastic crosses, but again, I feel like Jordi Alba still thinks Messi is there, so he keeps cutting it back to that open space, but of course, Messi's not there, and no one is there. Defensive-wise, wasn't that bad. Of course, he wasn't called upon that much in the defense, and we actually had some quotes from him coming out after the game, saying it's very bad to, of course, drop points. We wanted 3 points here at the Camp Nou. This is very bad and unacceptable for Barcelona. I think the situation is very, very complicated at the club, and hopefully the results will improve. Messi Depay goal came from a good individual performance from him, and of course, individual brilliance to score that goal. And of course, talking about Gerard Pique and Aguero's injuries, saying that I think we're fine, but of course, we're getting a lot of injuries over the past, few days now, and his medical team now is under a lot of pressure. Also said that Sergi Barjuan and Ronald Koeman are 2 different coaches with 2 different systems. So of course, new coach, we kind kind of still have to adapt. So overall in this match, Jordi Alba, I thought he did better than average in this game. Going forward, he was very solid. So overall, I'm going to give him a 7 out of 10. Into the midfield now, we're starting with Sergi Busquets at CDM. I'm going to give Busquets a 5 out of 10. Now, similar with Pique, I would give him a 6. He was very average on the day, but I'm dropping him down a point because he was also at fault for that goal that we conceded, because it was very poor defending from him, but it's more poor defending from Gerard Pique. Busti in this match did what he had to do in that CDM, controlled the tempo of the game, had some good interceptions, some good tackles, some good through balls. But again, I dropped him points because of the conceded goal. It's kind of his fault. But other than that, it was a typical Busquets performance. But overall, I'm going to give him a 5 out of 10. At the right of the midfield, it was Nico Gonzalez. I'm going to give Nico a 6 out of 10. I thought he was, a little bit above average today. Probably would have given him, a 6.4 or 5-ish, somewhere around there. I think, defensively and his passing was very good. The only thing I didn't like from him today was, him going forward. His finishing, his, lack of mind in the final third was very poor. His passing in the box was terrible. His shots were terrible. I don't know why, but once he got to the final third, he was just crap. But before that, controlling the tempo, connecting with Des and Mingueza, at tackles as well, helping Busquets in the defense, kind of was almost a little bit of a double pivot. Did very well, very solid. But in the final third, wasn't the greatest, so overall I'm going to give him a 6 out of 10. At the left center mid, it was Pablo Gave. Similar to him, I'd give him a 6 out of 10, but more on the higher side, probably give him 6.7, 6.8. Don't really think he was a 7 out of 10 today, though. I felt like on the left hand side, he connected very well with Jordi Alba. He had a beautiful through ball twice for Memphis, who missed it. I think he hit the post, and also for Jordi Alba, who missed the kick as well. Other than that, though, it was a very typical average performance from Pablo Gave. Controlled the tempo there on the left hand side, connected very well with Jordi Alba, like I said, but not really too much with Memphis. And of course with Busquets, he did what he had to do. But apart from those two, worldly but passes that he had, pretty average from him, I would say. So overall, I'll give him a 6 out of 10. Into the forwards now, we're starting with Des on the right wing. I'm gonna give Des a 5 out of 10. I tell you what, I don't want to see him on the wing ever again. His best position in this team is at right back. On the wing, he's not a winger, man. He goes there, he doesn't do any flair, no techniques. His crossing is absolutely dreadful. It barely beats the first man, and when it does, freaking goes to the other side of the pitch for a throw-in. Wasn't very impressed with that. I think once he dropped to right back in the game, did well, but of course that was only 10 minutes left in the game, which the game's pretty much over. But during that first 70 minutes where he was playing at right wing, did not feel confident in him whatsoever. So overall, I'm going to give him a 5 out of 10. Up front, of course, was Sergio Aguero. Of course, got chopped off around the 20th minute, 30th minute mark because he could have had some trouble breathing during the game. Reports are coming out saying that he is fine. He has gone to the hospital for more tests, though. He left the Camp Nou in an ambulance. Give him an average 6 out of 10. Didn't really play the game that much, but when he was playing, I thought he did pretty well. And lastly, at left wing, it was Memphis Depay. Overall for Memphis, I would give him a 6 out of 10. Now, I think the goal was an absolutely fantastic finish, an absolute golazo. But apart from that, he was pretty average. I think his link-up play with Jordi Alba wasn't really the greatest. His, lack of finishing in front of goal, he hit the post, shot one right at the goalkeeper. His crossing, by the way, from the free kicks are absolutely dreadful. Take him off, put Coutinho on those or someone else. Other than that, I think it was pretty average from Depay today, so I'm going to give him a 6 out of 10. Now for the substitutions, the sub were Coutinho, Ricky Puig, Abdi, I think it was the winger from Barca B, Alejandro Balde, and also Clement Longley. I'll give them all an average 6 out of 10. Coutinho I'll probably give a 5. He was, he had some shots that were absolutely ridiculous and got a lot of boost from the fans in the stadium. Of course, I think Ricky Puig came in and brought some life in the team. He was absolutely fantastic for a player who's lacked minutes over the past few games. Looked brilliant. So overall for the subs, I'll give them all a 6 out of 10. And lastly is the manager, Sergi Barjuan. I'm gonna give Barjuan an average 6 out of 10. I can't really criticize him. He's not the manager. He's just coming in, just stir things up until Xavi comes in. One thing he did very well today is that he used all 5 subs. Coleman barely does that. If not, he doesn't do that whatsoever. Credit to Barjuan for using all 5 of his subs. I think the team played well. Possession was absolutely fantastic. There was a bit of intensity there in that first half. Overall, though, drop points, did not get the win, so can't really criticize him. I feel bad for criticizing him as well, to be honest. He's not really the manager. Overall, give him an average 6 out of 10. So that was my match review for Barcelona versus Deportivo Alaves in La Liga. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to leave a like, and of course leave your thoughts down below in the comments on everything we discussed. The main thing I want to firstly is your thoughts on the performance, your thoughts on the players, the ratings, and of course we think about Sergi Barjuan as well. Overall, very disappointing for Barcelona, but in the end we are in the process of getting a new manager. And the team just lacks a lot of things, needs a lot of change. Hopefully Xavi can come in and make those changes. And of course, make sure you guys subscribe down below if you haven't already. And I'll see you guys next time on the channel. Take care and Forza Barca.